So what I thought would be an episode that was light on the action, but at least heavy on the interesting dialogue, turned out to mostly just be filler. Like, is this the first filler episode of Jujutsu Kaisen that we've gotten? I really can't think of another one. So I've gotten on here week after week and just raved about how great I think every episode of Jujutsu Kaisen has been so far. And this might be the first time where I was legit disappointed in an episode, because this episode was, for the most part, just filler. After the first 5 or so minutes of this episode, it was filler. I mean, that's fine. You're bound to get some filler in anime eventually. It happens if the show is going to run long enough. You're always going to get filler at some point. Again, if the show runs long enough. So I'm not going to go in here and like just kill Jujutsu Kaisen for this filler episode, because the past like 5 weeks have all been amazing as far as the episodes that we've gotten. So that we got the filler episode in this episode, it's whatever, but it was absolutely filler. I mean, they played basketball. I mean, they played baseball. I would have enjoyed it more if they had played basketball. Like watching Yuji and Totou just dunk on people would have been very fun to watch. But they played baseball. That's filler. What's up, y'all? It's your man, Dad Dude, bringing you guys another video. I'm giving out subscriptions down below. So if you're a fan of Jujutsu Kaisen, I review every episode and I talk about the anime too. You don't want to miss anything, so go hit that button. Also, feel free to follow and hit me up on Twitter at DadDudeAnime. This is going to be a rather quick video because, again, after the first 5 or 6 minutes of this episode, nothing really of note happened. I mean, we got the curses, like the League of, what are they called? So it's the League of Curses, whatever. You know, the villains talking about how they have plans to combat Gojo going forward, and they didn't want to like put everything on the table now, which is why they separated Gojo from the students the way they did. They didn't want to have Gojo get involved, or they probably would have lost Hanami. In this episode, they had separated, didn't separate Gojo from the students. And if Gojo had fought Hanami from the beginning, he would have killed Hanami. Like we saw what he did to Hanami within a matter of seconds. If he had got to Hanami before Yuji and Totou did it, it would have been over from the start. Despite watching them talk about how they have plans for Gojo and how they're going to handle Gojo, it's still hard to believe that anyone can beat Gojo. The guy just seems nigh unstoppable with the things we've seen him do. We haven't seen him even be pressed. We haven't seen him break a sweat fighting anybody. And he's already fought several special grade curses already. Hasn't broken a sweat, hasn't been challenged. We can only imagine what he is actually capable of, and say when he's angry, he's super serious about winning a fight. And so they said they have measures in place to combat Gojo. I'll believe it when I see it, because right now I just don't see anybody beating that guy, because he just seems so powerful. He just seems so much more powerful than everyone else. Despite being filler, this episode was not a complete waste of time. We did get to see where Megumi basically tells Yuji that they're rivals now, that he sees how strong that Yuji has gotten and that he is going to surpass Yuji, because despite that they're friends, there is kind of like a friendly competitiveness to what they do. They both want to be very strong. They both have like combative ideals in the way they view the world. And so I like that we have this rivalry now going forward. So not only do we have Yuji and Totou and their budding friendship or whatever they have, we also have basically Megumi straight up telling Yuji that, hey, we're rivals now and I'm going to become stronger than you. So we have that declaration. I think that bodes well going forward. There was one scene in particular that I found pretty funny during the baseball game, and that was when Totou got just drilled in the side of the face with that pitch, and everyone was just like, hey, great pitch. Like no one felt bad for him at all. And Yuji's just there, man, like, yo, everyone hates you. I just thought that was very funny. I thought it really illustrates how much of a outsider Totou is. Like he's respected because how strong he is, right? So everybody knows Totou's very powerful. They respect his fighting ability and that kind of stuff. But no one really likes Totou, and we don't even know if Yuji likes Totou from this episode. He was really trying to avoid the guy, so we don't even know if Yuji likes Totou. We know none of his schoolmates or classmates like him. So Totou's really kind of a guy on the outside. So with all that personality, kind of comes with his downsides where he rubs people the wrong way. So I love his character, but within the show, Totou is not very well liked. That's really all I have for you in this one, guys. Again, with this episode being filler, there wasn't much to react to and review outside of what happened in the first 5 minutes and just a few scenes during the baseball game that I thought were funny. Outside of those things, there wasn't really much to this episode because it was filler. And again, I'm not going to crush Jujutsu Kaisen for giving us a filler episode. These things are just kind of bound to happen when you have a show that can run for potentially as long as Jujutsu Kaisen can run. Also, this might not even have been filler. I mean, this could be like an actual part from the manga where this did happen in the manga. I would just say that the manga gave you filler, but you know, we usually like to think of filler as being like something that's anime exclusive to try to like, you know, give a little more space from the anime to the manga. Well, no, you can have filler in manga too. So this was filler for the most part, but it's kind of par for the course. Not that big of a deal. I'm still looking forward to Jujutsu Kaisen next week. I'm still looking forward to watching this show. I'm still a huge fan of this show. It's just that, hey, we got some filler. So if you enjoyed this video, by all means, go hit that thumbs up. And if you are so inclined, subscribe and share. It would help me out a lot. If you did enjoy the video, let me know why in the comments. We can talk about it. I respond to almost everything. Also, again, feel free to follow and hit me up on Twitter @DadDoAnime. And I'll see you guys in the next one.